woman that has a vagina is uncomfortable with the word vagina, oh my God, you know her sex life sucks. Her husband does not make her orgasm.
I'm Sarah Jane Ho, and this is Mind Your Manners, where no topic is off limits as we uncover the secrets to feeling at ease in every situation. Today's episode is about answering one single question. Should I post this? I think what's true for all of us is that we've felt something and believed something and have not known whether or not it was appropriate to post online. When is it appropriate? When is it inappropriate? And by the way, it has incredible consequences for your job, for your relationships. You can get fired, you can ruin friendships. What you say online matters, but the problem is there's no great guide to it. To discuss this, we have somebody who is a really interesting person to talk about it because she's been canceled multiple times because she doesn't have a line and she says everything. Fannita Leggett is a content creator from Alabama who built over 2 million followers on TikTok. She is 26 years old and in her own words, she is sexy, she is black, and the host of her own podcast, Bottoms Up. Fannita, welcome to the pod.
Hi everybody. Hi. Thank you for having me.
When did you start posting online?
Are we talking about just in general?
How
Instagram?
did this begin for you?
I used to have an Instagram, but I didn't have social media until I was in college pretty much.
So how old were you?
I was 17 maybe, but I would only post stuff from school or whatever. I would never post anything crazy. And then I got a Twitter in college and I got a Facebook in college. I got them my freshman year because I wasn't allowed to have social media in my household.
So your parents didn't let you have social media?
Mm-mm. Which thank God, because if y'all see how I talk crazy now, imagine what I would have been saying at 17. They would have pulled up them tweets crazy. So I skated by on that one. But yes, and then I got Facebook and Twitter. And then I didn't really post on Twitter. I would interact with my friends on Twitter. And you can go through my tweets. I ain't got nothing. It's clean. Squeaky. And then I would post on Instagram. But that was it. And then TikTok, I started that in the very end of 2019.
You were 21.
Yes, 2021, yeah.
And tell us about that. What was the first TikTok post?
I can't even remember. It was something stupid as hell. It was probably something like a trend or something, something stupid with a filter. I think it was it's always that, and it was a really weird filter. I can't even remember.
When did the journey really begin for you where you began seeing yourself as an influencer? I mean, what do you see yourself as?
I see myself as a girl that records her life. Because if I start calling myself an influencer, she doesn't have any influence. But if the whole world's talking about me, there's that. I think I'm just a girl that likes to yap and likes to talk. I don't like calling the people that follow me my followers. I don't know. It feels very dystopian in a way. I'm this person and these are these people and they are all about Fannita. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think before my last cancellation and before therapy, I think that was some stuff that I was okay with. But now I hate the parasocial aspect of social media. It's really creepy to me.
But you still went into it, right? You leaned into this.
Yeah, but this is before I know what I know now. This is when I was younger and I was oh my God, people like me. People think I'm funny. People think I'm interesting. This is amazing. Having millions of people like my videos and notice me is amazing.
And it is, but so what made you pop? What made you,
you
so
I started
on TikTok.
So for me I'm a talker. I like to talk and I like to make jokes. I love to laugh. I don't know if a lot of people agree with just laughter these days, but it's the best medicine to me.
I totally agree.
I love laughing. And so when I first got on TikTok, I was trying to be like everybody else. And that's just not me. I'm not a dancer. I don't do skits. I just am raw. I say it raw without a condom on. And that's always been my thing. And
I'm never going to forget that analogy. Raw without a condom on. Mm-hmm. Love it. Okay, but so what made you go viral?
I don't know if you were on TikTok at this time, but it was videos where people would be sing if you find these men attractive. And it'd be a song and it'd be Chris Evans, Michael B. Jordan. My first video to ever get 1 million views was one of those videos, but I wasn't singing, I was just doing commentary. I was out of him. I'll let him.
I'll do him.
Yes, yeah, not pass. Triple smash. I would do him naked in a tub full of baby oil. That was the gist. And I remember that video.
So that was Diddy, right? The baby oil.
He was not in the lineup, guys. He was not in the lineup. But I remember that was my first video.
Wait, so that got 1 million views?
Here's the thing. Oh my God, this pissed me off so bad. At this time, when I first started posting on TikTok, my videos would get taken down all the time.
By who?
TikTok. TikTok would take my videos down all the time. And that was my first video. And it hit 1 million views in like 3 hours.
Why did they take it down?
Inappropriate language.
Oh,
but now everybody can do anything on there. And it was only because I cussed. Like I was just cussing in them. And so then like I remember it was in 3 hours the video had got 1 million views and I was like, oh my God, like I can do this. Like this is crazy. And I remember TikTok took my video down and I remember just like falling to my knees and being like so upset. Cause me like, dang, like the first video I get that hits 1 million, like they take it down. I'll never see 1 million views again in my life. I'll never get this many likes again. It's like, girl, relax. You've had a lot of videos with 1 million views. You know what I mean? Like it was not the end all be all. But that's what got me into it. And then after that was like in November of 2021. So I had been posting all throughout like COVID and everything like that. That happened in November of 2020.
And did you stay in this lane of like commenting on hot guys?
Yes, I stayed in that lane. And then I transitioned it where I would stitch hot guys. Like, you know, like guys.
What does that mean? Stitch hot guys?
So there's like a feature on TikTok called stitching where you can just like attach your video to the end of somebody else's video. And so like it would be like.
So if a hot guy made a video.
And I thought they were attractive, I would like stitch their video like flirting with them. And then like I would hit on them in the videos. And everybody loved those videos.
So it was like a flirty reaction.
Yes. Like, oh my God. Like one time this guy had like a ramen packet and he was really hot. And
what's a ramen packet?
Oh, you know the ramen, like the ramen seasoning?
Ramen. Oh yeah, ramen.
The ramen seasoning thing. He had one and I literally stitched it and I was like, oh my God, I thought he was going to us on here. Because I thought it was a condom. But that video went crazy. But then I got out of that and then, you know, I realized like, hey, if I want to make some money, comedy girls don't really get like the check. So I got to like start diversifying my content. And like, then I figured out a way to bring lifestyle and comedy together. I started like doing little vlogs and my voiceovers were funny. And so I would get my hair done and I would do vlogs and I would, you know, do like a days of my life or whatever. And I would just voice it over so that way it was still authentic to me, but then I could, you know, get a little bit of brands here and there.
Slip in some products.
Exactly.
And then that way the advertisers would find you, be like, okay, slip us in next.
That's what he said.
Okay, so how do you decide what to post and what not to post?
You know, back in the day before Fannita's Armageddon, I would just post whatever the I wanted. I would also, a lot of my videos, I would say 95% of the videos that I've posted on TikTok were literally one take. Like, was just me having a thought and immediately posting it. I would watch it back maybe once, like, this is funny, post. Because I wanted to stay like authentic. And I also felt like when I would rehearse my jokes or like when I would like practice it, it just came off as like me rehearsing it. Like my natural raw reactions is when I'm the funniest. And so like when I would record it, I would have a thought, record it, and then be perfect. And I'm like, oh, this is great. But now I definitely watch it back at least 48 times to see if anything can be taken out of context and made to seem, you know, nowadays you can't say anything.
And we'll get to that. So when you were posting in the beginning, so it sounds like you didn't have a line, right? Like
I didn't know.
You didn't have a filter. Was there any time where you thought like, is this too much? Maybe I better not post this?
No, no, because it's like back then when I would do those videos, I'm not gonna lie, it was taking candy from a baby. Those videos would do numbers every single time, and I could say anything. Like, so I never held back. Like anything I wanted to say, I said it. And I also feel like when I first started TikTok was a lot less like cancel-y. TikTok is very miserable now, but then that's when TikTok was fun. Everybody was talking, everybody was making like reaction content. Like I was also inspiring people to be comfortable, because I know some people were scared to, like, I would be in a bonnet, I'd be in my bed, I'd be chilling, like, you know, and then people would start making videos in their bonnets and then saying what they wanted to say and speaking their mind, and then I started getting girls to like stitch guys videos and flirt. Like I started all that. Y'all don't give me my props, but I really did. But
so it sounds like back then TikTok was like the Wild Wild West.
Yes, it was perfect. It was great. It was beautiful.
And so it was like uncharted, no policing, no censorship, not much anyway.
Yes.
And you had fun with it and you were getting eyeballs.
Yes, and then the thing about back then is, trust me, I had haters back then, but back then, if somebody didn't like a video you made, they just didn't like that video. It didn't really transcend
to like a rage machine against Fannita, where let's cancel her.
Exactly. It wasn't like 48,000 people were gonna make a video about my video. It would be like, oh, the comments of that video would be, oh, we hate you. But it would just be the comments on that video. I could post another video 10 minutes later and nobody's like, you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't transpire for weeks on end. It wouldn't be a dogpiling thing. Like you just had to make it through one night of hate comments. And then that would be it. And then you could keep posting and then nobody else would care.
But even when you get that one night of hate comments, like, I feel that when it comes to posting, everybody's experiences tension between what I want to say and what I believe versus how it'll be taken online. And somewhere between there, I'd say, is the goal, right? Even after that one night of hate comments, would it make you kind of self-reflect and think about like what other people will say before you post the next thing?
Yes and no. So the one time I got like hate comments way before all of my cancellations was because I made a video about how like guys are sluts and they wear slutty outfits during the summer.
Guys?
Yes, men. I was like, if you're wearing like these 3-inch Nike seam shorts and you know your chain, like you're a slut, you're a whore, and you deserve to know. I said it a lot more dramatic than that, but that was like the gist of the video, and it was very funny. All of the girls immediately understood that I was joking. It was like laughing comments. I was like, this is another great day. But then also all the men, I guess every man on earth that day thought that I was speaking directly to them. And they were like, oh, you fat, ugly bitch. Like, we don't want you. I'm like, oh, I wasn't really even talking to you, but all right. And they were just hating on me. But then what was so funny about that is that as soon as one like conventionally attractive man stitched my video, or he duetted it, and a duet was like when we were like side by side, like my video and his video. He duetted my video wearing the outfit, wearing the chain that I said, and was like flexing. And then everybody's like, wait, that girl's actually funny.
Yeah.
And then all the guys started being nice to me again. It was actually such a mind. It was so weird.
Because it's kind of funny that he did that, right?
Yes.
Like, I think that's great.
Yes, no, it was great for me because then it got the guys off my back.
Yeah.
And then they were like, because, you know, I feel like sometimes men don't realize women are joking unless a man says the same thing. You ever see a girl could be on TikTok or she'll make a video and be like, so guys, last night I had this Ford Mustang. I lifted the transmission out with my bare hands, and then I lifted the car seat, and then I changed the brake oil, and then I pushed the car down the hill with my bare hands. And every girl be like, oh yeah, hell yeah, sister. Last night I got my Ford Durango and my F-250 and I like, you know, put the tires on it. And the guys will be like, there's no possible way that you did all of that to your car. And it's like, yeah, well, duh. Yeah, exactly. There is, like, she's clearly telling a joke, but I feel like sometimes men, I don't know what it is. I think it's because men don't find women funny, and they think women are incapable of being satirical and joking. So when women make obvious jokes that are just like blatantly in your face, they don't understand that it's a joke.
Do you think it goes back to traditional gender roles where we feel like, oh, men should be the one who are funny and the women are the ones who should be laughing like at the men?
And I'm all about breaking gender norms. And I feel like that's a thing with me too, is like I feel like because of my personality, like it's actually so funny. Like everybody thinks I'm gay.
Are you?
No. But it's because of my demeanor, my personality. I feel like I have attributes about me that are commonly associated with men. Like being outspoken and strong-willed and abrasive and blunt and confident and arrogant and cocky are all traits that are okay with men. When men are cocky and arrogant and have egos, that's not a problem. When they speak their mind, that's not a problem. When they're outspoken, that's not a problem. But, you know, being a black woman that is outspoken and confident, it's an issue.
Because you have people like Elon Musk and Donald Trump, right? And they say outrageous things.
Yep.
And people
he's the president of the United States now.
And people will be outraged, right? They'll say some people are outraged, and then they draw a line. They're like, "Oh, I'm team Elon. I'm not." But they don't get canceled. Whereas, like, if let's say I don't know, J.K. Rowling, right, the author of Harry Potter, says something, and everybody piles on, and she's totally canceled.
Well, isn't she transphobic? I feel like she be getting her. I feel like she be getting her lashings.
So is Elon Musk.
It doesn't matter who says what. It matters is if the people like you or not. Elon's followers are all straight men. They don't care if he's transphobic. So are they. J.K. Rowling wrote books for a lot of up-and-coming young women that support her books and that are liberal, probably. Like, everybody that likes Harry Potter is probably a liberal. Like, let's be honest.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so they're like, not J.K. being transphobic. Right. But if Elon's transphobic, it doesn't matter because his audience is transphobic too.
So it's almost like people who follow you, right? The followers of these people, they have this expectation of you.
Exactly.
And then you broke that expectation.
Exactly.
And that's when they will cancel you.
Yes.
You know, as an etiquette expert, I always say that etiquette is about making other people feel comfortable around you. And how do you balance that with being so comfortable saying really outrageous and provocative things? Like, do you think about that?
That's just who I am. I feel like me being provocative and like sexually like liberated and open, like I just don't have anything to hide. I'm from Alabama and I'm a black girl from the South. And so like we say it raw and real in the South. Like we keep it. I wasn't used to all this like fake saying what you mean, but you're saying something completely different.
In LA, right?
Until LA. Like I keep it real. And here's the thing. My whole life, I've always said what's on my mind, and nobody's ever beat me up for it. Nobody's ever like checked me for it. I've never really faced, besides like I guess the court of public opinion. I've never really.
So your parents never like? I mean, my parents definitely checked me.
I mean, I wasn't even allowed to speak in my house. That's different. Like, see, and that's another thing too. Here's another thing about me is that my parents were mean and evil and bad people. I've always been outgoing and I've always been funny, but I would not speak when I was at home. Like I would just read books, be to myself. I would wear a mask. And then at school, I was like the class clown, making all my friends laugh. And then I would come home silent. I would just read my books.
So you're like two different people.
Yes, because I had to be. You know,
to protect yourself, right?
Being black in the South, you're not allowed to speak your mind at all, ever. Like anytime my stepmom would say something that was completely wrong or mean or evil, if I ever stuck up for myself, I would be disrespectful and she'd slap the shit out of me.
I mean, your stepmom was black. Your dad was black. You know, you were black. So it's not a black or white thing.
Yeah. Well, I went to an all-white school, and my white counterpart, they would talk to their parents crazy. Like, they would dead tell their moms, like, shut up in front of everybody.
That is shocking. In the South, even?
And yes. And then their moms would
manners?
And then their moms would shut up.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I would smack that child.
Well, of course. But I feel like you're Asian and I'm black, and so our parents ain't play that. Growing up, I always wanted to be white because they did it, whatever. Like, they talked to their parents. Like, I would fantasize about telling my mom to shut the hell up. Like, and imagine doing it in front of an audience. Like, that would have been amazing.
I mean, on social media, when you say stuff that's controversial, that also is what goes viral, right? That gets you eyeballs. I'm kind of similar to you offline. I think a dinner party is more fun if you make things a bit more controversial. So when
let's have a real conversation.
Totally. And back then when a lot of etiquette experts were like, okay, the general rules like don't talk about sports, don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics.
Let's talk about it all. Right?
No, I love to have like opposing views, get little sparks flying. But if you take me online, I will never discuss that.
Some of the things that I do say need to just be me in the group chat. Like, not everything needs to be a public conversation because, one, not everybody knows who you are. Not everybody knows anything prior about you until they see this. And then you're saying something like off the cuff or jarring. And then they're like, I don't really like this girl. But they might find if they watched any other videos you made the last week that they do like you. You know what I mean? But it's like, and then it's also the internet and social media are sheep. It's very follow the leader.
The blind following the blind.
It's the blind leading the blind, and nobody has a real opinion of their own. They're all sitting in echo chambers. One person can say something and everybody's like, yeah, I agree. Another person can say the complete opposite of what they just said and everybody's like, wait, yeah, I agree. So it's like you only agree with whoever's saying it. I'm a very free thinker. Nobody can convince me anything unless I already think it myself. When people are like hating like Chaperone, when everybody was hating Chaperone, like I was still listening to Chaperone's music because like I don't have a real reason not to like her. And the reasons y'all don't like people, y'all let y'all friends slide for less. But with certain celebrities, y'all hold them to an impossible pedestal. But if somebody on the red carpet told you to shut the hell up, you would tell them to shut the hell up too. Why is it? Because it's Chaperone. She's an evil, mean bitch.
That's why online, for all those reasons you said, I really hold back. In fact, sometimes, when I see some newspaper outlets and the posts they have about like wars or drug trafficking, this or that, sometimes whether I'll agree or disagree strongly, I won't ever like, and in fact, I'll comment. Because I feel like, you know what? I'll have friends who will see me do this. I may have family members who see me do this. I may have people who follow me. Well, firstly, I don't think my opinion needs to be out there in the public for everybody to know, just like you said. And secondly, I don't see myself as somebody who should matter on opinions on like global wars.
Yes.
Right? Or like drug trade or this or that.
Yes.
People come to me for etiquette. So when it comes to some etiquette content, I'm the first one to be out there being like, saying this or that and like commenting. For everything else, I really hold back. I would say offline, I'm contextual, depends on who I'm with. And then online, I'm cautious.
Because I also feel like, too, like, for me, like, I've never left a hate comment in my life. Also, just because I don't care. The New York Times doesn't care about what the Fannita thinks about what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, Beyonce doesn't need me to comment on her Instagram post. She's going to sleep whether or not she hears from me or not. And a lot of the times for me is like, if I don't see something I don't like, I don't really care. Like, I don't need a random stranger on the internet to have the same opinion as me. And I don't need to be like, you're wrong. Because the thing about it is, I feel like with canceling people and stuff like that, and with canceling, They think just because you say like, oh my God, we're canceling you, that's going to change their mind. Everything that I said that people cancel me for, I still think. My mind did not change. You might not have agreed, but a million other people did. So it's a toss up. So it's like, oh my God, were a million people hating on me at once? Yes, but also a million people were agreeing with me too. They just weren't saying anything because they couldn't take my side. You know what I mean? So it's like, just because you cancel me doesn't mean my opinion is going to change. I still feel the same way about everything that I've ever said.
I like that, holding strong. So let's get into some of these posts that got you canceled.
Yay!
In 2023, there was a post that was kind of a turning point.
Okay, yep.
Can you tell us about that? I think
is it the when I said not everybody was beautiful? Is it that?
Well, I think it's when your audience turned on you because you said you didn't like broke people.
Oh, that was this year.
This year.
Yeah. That's not what I said. So I went on a series of rants because the internet had just been pissing me off, if I'm being honest. Like, ever since I started like losing weight, I could see the shift change. Like, everybody started taking me super seriously, and they would start projecting onto me like I had changed in a way that I didn't when my body just changed. I was still saying the stuff that I always said, but they were just picking and choosing what they wanted to listen to. And I feel like when I was fat, I was the butt of the joke, and everything I said just went in one ear out the other because the fat girl was saying it. But now when you're more conventionally attractive, people start noticing you more and they start hearing you. And because I'm still blunt and aggressive and I just talk the way that I talk, it's getting misinterpreted because people expect me to talk like, oh my God, hi, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. Like, my name is Fannita. And they want me to talk like that, but that's not who I am. And I'm not going to change this because I lost weight. So what I said was...
How much weight did you lose?
165 pounds.
Whoa. Okay,
Yeah.
So do you mind my asking at your height?
325.
You were 325 pounds.
Yeah.
When you started your TikTok and podcasting.
Yes.
And then...
So you can imagine how much things have changed since then.
It's almost like you live two different lives when you're fat and when you're skinny.
Yes, you do.
Like, the way people treat you is really different.
Which I've been preaching about for months. So let's get into it.
Okay,
so what I said was, I went on a series of rants, but I had seen multiple people. And here's the thing. For like a year, people have been constantly talking about me. Constantly talking about my body. Talking about me being black, my voice. Like, they had always been trying to like nitpick something about me. Every day. And I would let it slide and 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 let it slide. And so then one day it just boiled over and I got to reading. And I literally said in the video, if y'all love me, I'm not talking about you. I said that. They clipped that out. But I literally said, if y'all love and support me, this isn't for you. This is for the people that if you are broke, your transmission needs to be changed, your son needs a diaper change and needs a new pair of Pampers, he's tired of eating Lunchables, and your first thing is to talk about me, you have your priorities messed up. That's what I said.
So you're like, this is for the haters.
Yes, but let me counter that. When Lotto made a song called Brokey, where was the outrage for that? Oh. Everybody was Brokey. Oh, I thought y'all hated being called broke. Oh, I guess it just depends on who the messenger is. But I'll be quiet.
Okay, so what were you thinking before you said it? And why did you include that word, right? Because people just kind of like latched in on that word.
Everybody calls everybody broke. Calling somebody broke isn't a new thing that Fannita just said for the first time ever. Rappers call y'all broke every single day. Celebrities call y'all broke every single day. Anybody in a position of power calls y'all broke every single day. Elon Musk calls y'all broke. Donald Trump calls y'all broke. Everyone calls everyone broke.
So you had no idea this was going to be a huge backlash?
No, of course not. But again, it's because I said it. That's why it was. And they already didn't like me because I was losing weight. I don't know.
And then you had a fight with another influencer.
So around that time, I stopped watching everything that people were saying about me. So like, if people made videos about me in the last 7 months, I don't know.
And why did you do that?
Because it was messing up my mental health. It was like, here's the thing. People saying negative things about me serves no purpose in my life. You know, if people aren't speaking positively about me, why am I consuming that content? You know, like somebody's saying something negative, and it's also somebody saying something negative about me that's never met me. Their opinion holds no weight to me. So I'm not even gonna like, what's the word I'm looking for? Justify that with a watch.
Yeah, I feel like it got caught up in this vortex, which was much greater than your audience.
Yes, it was people who have never even seen me before, which is also just tells you how mean and evil the world is. Because why are y'all so quick to jump on a person you've never even seen before? Like, you don't even have a dog in this fight. Like, I can understand being mad at me for real, but you don't even watch my content. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you are a complete stranger just getting your licks in just cuz.
When did you realize that this was becoming such a big thing, and how did that make you feel?
Okay, so you remember there was two back-to-back ones. The one that happened this summer, and then when I talked about Kamala Harris.
And let's get into Kamala Harris next, but let's stick on this one.
Okay, when I was going through all of that, I was fresh off like plastic surgery. I don't know if you know that or not. I was fresh off of plastic surgery. I had just got a tummy tuck and a boob job, and I wasn't sleeping at all because I have to sleep a particular way, and then like I wasn't eating, and then I was like constipated. My stomach. It was just a lot going on.
Yeah.
And a week prior to having plastic surgery, my uncle passed away. So my uncle passed away. I just got off surgery, and then also something that nobody ever tells that I caught before the whole Fannita thing started. Everybody on Twitter, I was trending on Twitter before my cancellation like started, and everybody was shitting on my body. Like there was a viral tweet that I missed Fannita when she was fat. That was the tweet. And the tweet was viral, and everybody in the mentions were talking shit about the way my body looked. And then they were like, oh my God, we can't just talk about her body because that's kind of fucked up. Now we got to flip it on her and make it seem like this justified for us being mean to her. Let's call her mean and crazy.
Okay, let's just pause for a second. I feel like when men lose weight, people like for him. They're like, oh, he looks so much better now. He looks great, da-da-da. And then when women lose weight, it's almost like there's this like jealousy thing going on, right?
Oh, yes, of course. It's because when I was a fat, funny friend, like I wasn't a threat. And now it's like I'm fat, gorgeous, and talented. Fuck her. I would hate me too. You know, I get it. I understand. Like, but that's another thing too, is like a lot of people lack self-confidence. And when you see a person like me that is in your face confident, you hate me.
Actually, insecure people are triggered by confident people.
Yes.
I say that. And
yes, they are.
Yeah. I also experienced that firsthand when I was dating this guy. And I'm a very confident person. I don't think I'm as confident as you, but I'm still like,
no, you're confident though.
Relatively confident. And his mother she was like a stay-at-home housewife, but more importantly, she was a very unhappy woman. And she was really triggered by me.
Yeah, of
because
course.
she was so insecure.
Yes.
And, and mistreated by everybody, and even by her own husband. So yeah, insecure people are triggered by confident people.
And I feel like that's the people that love me the most are confident people. Anytime I meet somebody that like is confident, they don't ever have a problem with me.
Totally. So, but what did it feel like to be canceled?
Short answer, hurts. Short answer, hurts. Long answer is, the weird thing about being canceled is, now think about the things that I've said, right? And the things that I've done. People wanted me to like hang myself. People wanted me dead. I was getting death threats. They were talking about my family, my nephew who is 9, like my niece who's 13. Like I'm so glad your uncle died. What?
Wow.
And the things that I said were literally opinions. They weren't even things that are factual that can be debunked. It's either you liked what I said or you didn't like what I said. But it wasn't like I attacked a certain group of people. Like, or I said like F this group of people, F this group of people, I hate these people, I hate these people. I said, if you're broken, you're talking about me, go get a job. Okay? Like, that doesn't mean I deserve to die. My nephew deserves to be dead too. So
did you feel like just kind of crawling into a hole and not
Of course. But however, the way that I grew up, I don't never let that happen. Like, here's the thing. People not liking me is fuel to the fire. It's like the blood of my enemies. You know what I'm saying? It really fuels my ego. Because, oh my God, if you're not liking me, and you're not liking me because of this, you're really jealous of me. And which really means you want my life and you want to be me. And I appreciate that. You don't want to give a girl like me her flowers. You don't want to tell me that I'm talented. You don't want to tell me that you think I'm pretty. You don't want to tell me that you think I'm funny. You want to tear me down to make me change. But again, when you're a confident person, nobody can say, like Barack Obama could say, Fannita, I don't like you, and I wouldn't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you have a certain level of self-confidence and self-worth, anybody can say anything to you and it doesn't matter.
You know what's funny? A lot of really successful people have said that they were fueled by jealousy and
yes,
hate, and people telling them they couldn't get it.
Exactly. And it's like everybody thought that, oh my God, we finally got rid of her. Nope, I'm still on your screens.
So listeners out there, like anytime you feel like you're getting hate, you're getting jealousy, use that, right? Use that to like power yourself forward.
And you also have to think about the people that are hating on you. A girl like me would never leave a hate comment on your post, sister, because I'm supportive. And if I like it, I like it. I would never hate on you. Think about how miserable you truly have to be in your own life to see a stranger on the internet living life. Like literally, this is what's so funny. I posted a video yesterday of a day in my life, and here's the video. I went on a run with one of my friends. We baked a red velvet cake. We baked cookies, and then I went and hung out with my other friends. We made like street dogs with onions and peppers. It was super delicious. Made fries. They ate my red velvet cake. We watched movies. Somebody commented on my video said, "What shitty content you produce? That's a horrid life. A horrid life is exercising, hang out with my friends, and like, you know what I mean?
But when somebody doesn't like you, they will like nothing you do will be good enough, right?
Yes.
And so I ignore hate comments. I've never written a hate comment, same as you.
Because you are a confident person and it doesn't matter.
And I remember once, like, I had I did a New York Times style profile a couple of years back when my Netflix show came out. And for the photo, the photographer was super creative. She's like, how about you use your knife to spear the cupcake in a really fun way?
Yeah.
And I was like, I love that. And so I'm like sitting on the table, like doing this. And of course, like when it came out, another etiquette expert who was from the UK left a comment saying, look at her, she's not even eating the cupcake properly. I just laughed so hard because it's like, how insecure and how petty do you have to be to like find a way to attack that, which is so clearly like a stylistic and creative and tongue-in-cheek.
At the same time, you know, the internet is full of experts. And it's like, if you're such an expert, where's your Netflix show? That's what I would have said.
I love that. So, okay, so what was the real world impact of being canceled that, like, I mean, did it affect your job? I think you,
of course.
You stopped podcasting for a while, right?
Yes, I had to push my podcast back.
Did advertisers drop you? Like, what happened?
Of course, yes, of course.
So
it's like,
what happened?
I lost brand deals, obviously. Here's another thing too. Oh my God, I hate the internet so much. But it's like, okay, brands obviously stopped working with me because like Fannita's a hot topic. So I lost hella brand deals.
Which brands were they?
I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? They might come back. I'm not gonna name any names.
I'm sure
you know what I'm saying? Everybody's coming back now.
Yep.
like I suspected, I knew. But it's like I got exiled from society. I feel like I was on Bridgerton. Like I was no longer welcome to the balls. I was no longer invited to the soirees and the parties. Like the invite, I was no longer getting the PR and the gifting. And now everybody's inviting me back to everywhere. I'm getting the PR. I'm getting the giftings. The brand deals are coming back. The podcast is back. Advertisers for the podcast are starting to buy ads again.
And so how long did that take? 6 months?
I say the Kamala thing happened in what, July? So yeah.
Okay. I mean, and I feel like most people, you know, you reemerge, right? You go quiet for a little while.
And I literally had a video go viral literally the other day, and everybody was like, you know what, Fannita? You're right. you were right all along. Yep, that usually happens, man. But thanks for ruining my life in the meantime. I appreciate that.
Question, is this something you would post again knowing what you know?
No. Oh, sorry. Not even because I would not post it on TikTok again, but I would definitely say it. Like, but now
say it offline, right? You'd say it offline.
I'd say it offline, but I also would say it like on Twitch.
Okay, so you would say it on that, but you wouldn't have it as a post. I wouldn't say
it. Yes, I wouldn't say it on a post on TikTok specifically,
or Instagram even, right? Something that like lives
on Instagram. People really weren't taking it like that. It really was just TikTok.
I mean, I feel part of the controversy was you responding to the negative comments, which is like, actually, that's something I never do. I never respond to that.
And I used to never do it, but also I feel like this is a blessing and a curse. But I had never responded to hate comments either. But I also feel like people thought I was soft, and they just thought that they could say what. Because here's the thing about me is if somebody is in my face disrespecting me, I'm gonna slap the shit out of them. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna be like, you know, you can't talk to me like that. And people on the internet don't get that. They don't get tapped on their behind enough, and they think that they can get away with saying whatever because we're on the internet. But if you're in my face and you said this to me, it would be a different story. And so in my mind, I was like, oh, I gotta start clapping back because they think I'm soft. Like they think that they can just say whatever and I'm gonna let something slide. Cause like God forbid somebody says something to me in person and they think I'm gonna be like, oh, haha, and I smack them. You know, and so at least now going forward, the whole world knows that Fannita's a ticking time bomb. You might want to talk to me nicely.
You know, when I first like do my etiquette thing and like got a bit in media coverage and followership, my dad told me, he said, and my dad is like, you know, I grew up in Hong Kong, right? We're very Chinese. And my dad said, with fame comes yin and yang. As long as there are people for you, there will be people against you. And just ignore the negative comments. And that's something that I wrote in my etiquette book. I said, don't give energy to it. Yeah. Because if you give energy to it, like then it just becomes this whole thing.
Then it becomes real.
It becomes real, exactly. Whereas if you like, you starve it of energy, don't pay attention to it, and it just dissipates. Yeah,
which is true. Which I also like now learning that's something that I like worked on in therapy too, is like not everything needs a response. You know, that's why somebody says something about me now, y'all aren't gonna hear from me because I don't care. Like, and that's another thing too. I'm so glad that I got canceled because I was putting way too much of my self-worth into the court of public opinion. Like, oh my God, my video's flopping. Nobody likes me. Oh my God, I'm not getting enough likes. Oh my God, I go for a run. I touch grass. I bake. I cook. I hang out with my friends. We laugh. We eat. We fellowship. That's amazing. Yeah. You know, going outside and touching, having real conversations with real people, that's something that like I was losing sight of. I would be on my phone all the time. everything I did would be for content. Everything I thought would be for content. Oh my God, that's a good joke for content. Let me write that down. Let me get out of this conversation. Something you just said made me think of a joke. I have to go record this joke. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then your whole self-worth becomes wrapped up in
likes and numbers.
Social media. Yeah, yes. And it's very unhealthy.
It's very sick. It's very sick and it's very unhealthy. And like, that's what I want to tell like all the content creators out there. Like, do not, and listen, TikTok is getting banned. You know what I'm saying? TikTok is getting banned. Please have a real life outside of content. Another thing too about real life is that none of my real life friendships were affected by my cancellation. Like, no, of course not. Because I say this, they know who I am. They're actually my friends. This is stuff that I've said a million times before. Yeah. Like, this is, you think the first time I ever went on a rant was on TikTok? No. And it's like, what's so funny is my friends that are content creators, like, people will be like, oh, are you not going to be Fannita's friend anymore? And they're like, no. Like, it's like, we've heard her talk like this. Like, this is new to y'all. This is not new to them. They know who I am.
I recently got my first very hateful DM.
Okay, love.
And it was kind of shocking. I mean, because, you know, I speak about etiquette. Like, yeah, people will kind of
and that's not, you can't really give hate comments with.
Oh, yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. But I did get my first, like, super hateful DM just the other day. And so I'm an etiquette expert. And about a year ago, I came out with a vagina care brand.
Oh, love.
Yeah, and it's all made with traditional Chinese medicine.
You should have brought me one.
I actually prepared some for you.
Yes.
For your vajayjay.
Cookie gonna be on clean.
And it's got wash, wipes, and sprays. And it helps fight odor, dryness, and irritation.
Oh my God, I'm set up a dick appointment tonight.
So, you know, I'm obviously going to be like making videos and talking about my new brand, right? It's called Antivorta. It means goddess of the future in Roman mythology. And so I'm there talking about vulvas, vaginas. And I got a hate comment from a follower that said, you disgust me.
Oh, okay.
So I'm unfollowing you. I can't believe you're saying the word vagina on camera. And I was like, well, it's a body part.
That's like the anatomy.
I know,
word
like it's like you have one, you know?
Like labia, vagina, penis. I'm not gonna lie, when I have kids, my kids will refer to their genitals as like a vagina or a penis. Like, we're not doing the wee. No, it's like that's what it's called. Was it a girl or a guy that said it?
This is a girl. Most of my followers
and
are
a
women.
Woman that has a vagina is uncomfortable with the word vagina. Oh my God, you know her sex life sucks. Her husband does not make her orgasm.
To all you haters of my vagina care brand out there.
Literally, if you're scared of the word vagina as a woman, have you even played with it? Like, have you even touched it? Like, that's kind of, oh my God, your life is so boring. If you can't say the word vagina, pussy.
I love you. Oh my God, I'm dying right now.
That's how I feel.
But like, so there's like two things going on, right? Like there are some things we're saying that shouldn't be said, but there are things that we're not saying that maybe we should talk about.
Exactly, that too. Like, there are a lot of things I feel like we don't talk about because of
we're afraid of what other people will say.
Yeah, and that's the thing about me is like, I'm tired of living in fear because this doesn't matter. Like, in 10 years, like, somebody not liking Fannita will have no effect as I'm taking my son to soccer practice. Like, I'm not gonna think about this. You know what I mean? It's like, and I'm just so sick of everybody saying the same things because they're so afraid of what people will think. Like, what happened? Like, we had revolutionaries for a reason. It's because they had opposing opinions and they were not scared of what the public will say. I'm sure MLK was scared of shit. Yeah. I'm sure he was afraid for his life every single day. Malcolm X, like Fred Hampton, any of our fucking revolutionaries in life have probably been scared as hell of what people are gonna say or do.
But crazy and brave to like follow their beliefs and
like Rosa Parks. I'm sure she was scared not to get up from that seat, but it's like they did. And that's the reason why we have change.
There's change.
There will be no change without revolutionaries. And that's all I want y'all to say. Like, girls, we want to dismantle the patriarchy. We want equal pay. You're not going to get it if you're all going to be like, oh my God, let's all be trad wives. No. Sister, this is literally the opposite of what we wanted. Like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody has to say something real. And if it hurts people's feelings, I don't mind being that person.
What really intrigues me about this world you're in, this TikTok world, is that you guys all seem to know each other. You all go to the same parties. Yeah. You're all on each other's podcasts. Yeah. Right? Like, tell me about that.
So here's the thing about influencers. The good, bad, and the ugly. Some of you bitches is hard on the eyes. I'm playing. Here's the thing with influencers. Some influencers, really fun. I have really strong influencer friends that I made, and we've been friends for years. And we met from TikTok, but they don't live in LA. So the LA influencers is a bit different. Now, I love my black LA influencers. They're so much fun, so cool, the best. The white ones are when we start to get a little bit dicey because they're fake. They're very fake. And they have...
Do you think it's an LA thing?
I think it's a white thing and an LA thing. Like, I just think
You're gonna get canceled again.
I don't care. I think a lot of white people are fake. They are. And they just do what's best for them. Like, they're always going to look out for themselves, and they're always going to have their own backs. Like, and this has been since I was from Alabama too. Like, especially like white women in particular, like, to my face, Fannita, I love you. Like, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. But then a lot of white girls behind your back will be talking shit about you. Your best friend probably hates you. You don't even know.
Well, but it's also the South, right? Everybody's has to be nice face to face.
Yes,
like,
yes.
This whole
Exactly.
It's this idea of, I guess, of manners. I guess
that's the same thing about being black in the South, is that black people aren't like that.
Do you think it's a black thing? Black people are just real, like whether you're from New York, like the North or the South or the West Coast.
Yeah, I think that might just be a black thing.
Like,
we are real.
My black friends are some of the realest friends out there.
Yeah, like we are pretty real. But yeah, LA friends or LA influencers can be fake. But it's also like some people that I met are great people. So also I feel like you have to use proper discernment. Like, if this person is only hitting you up for content, they probably aren't your friend, you know? If they only want advice on the algorithm and TikTok, if they only want to use you for videos or like use you for opportunities, if you don't know what their mom's name is, maybe they don't want to be your friend. If you don't know their last name, maybe y'all aren't friends.
So I wonder how much content that is produced on social media is an echo chamber between you and your other friends on TikTok, kind of in the same way that I almost feel cable news is an echo chamber. So, for example, like Tucker Carlson, right, when he was on Fox, he would say something inflammatory, and then that would get picked up by CNN, and then they'd start talking about it. So that, like,
that's
then it's
literally
like
TikTok.
It's like back and forth. So it's not, you're not even talking about news anymore. You're talking about what someone else said on their show, on your TV show. That's like, then, you know, I mean, just like.
And also, you know me, check the Getty, check the receipts. I've never had to speak on anybody else make content. And I feel like if you gotta just be a T page and you're talking about everybody else, what do you do in your life? What did you eat for dinner last night? Let me know about you. If I am your content and there's 10 videos about Fannita, reevaluate your life. Like, and it's like, y'all aren't real journalists either. Y'all are yellow journalists at that. Y'all aren't real journalistic pages. Y'all aren't real news source. Y'all aren't unbiased. What annoys me about those pages specifically, they'll be like, okay, guys, I'm not saying X, Y, and Z was wrong, but I'm not saying they're right. But I'm not saying this either, but I'm not saying that. And then their comments say exactly what they wanted them to say. And it pisses me off so much.
It'll be someone making a TikTok video or a podcast being like, oh my God, did you hear what Fannita said?
Yeah, but.
And then, right, and then like somebody disses you, and then you have them for a confrontation on your podcast, right? It's like, that's like.
But I would never give anybody that talked negatively on me a platform, ever. I've had girls do that. I've had girls like talk about me and then literally email me and be like, we would love to like talk about this on the podcast. Are you nuts?
Okay, let's go into a second more interesting cancellation that happened this year. And I feel the social media environment around you and race is pretty hot.
Yes.
Right. And so this is the Kamala Harris post, right, during the 2024 election between Trump and Harris. Tell us about that.
So I said something that I thought we were all thinking. First and foremost, this country is racist and misogynistic. Yes. I feel like this is like the Hunger Games. I love hope. I love having hope. But as a black woman in America, I am forced to be a realist. I do not have a lot of optimism because there are social and economic barriers that black people have to overcome in this country. That is a fact. That's not an opinion. That is a fact. Depending on your race, your background, and your gender, there are stipulations that come with the level of success you're allowed to reach in this country. So I said, hey guys, love that Kamala's running. Don't get your hopes up. She's black and a woman and we live in America. Very cut and dry. They flipped it into saying, I hate Kamala Harris and I hate black women and I want Donald Trump to win. What? And it's like, it's just so crazy. And what's crazy is after Kamala Harris lost, all my comments were like, yeah, Fannita, we knew what you were saying. You were right. We didn't like your tone. I have the same tone in everything I say.
You know, I watched that clip and yeah, I didn't feel like you were criticizing Kamala.
I didn't criticize her at all.
You were criticizing the system that is perceived to be, you know, set up.
But you know, you have more than 4 brain cells. So you were able to use.
I did go to Harvard Business School. You know?
Yeah. And that's another thing too. I was like, maybe I'm just too smart for this app. Because like some of the stuff I say is like, are you guys, and then also what was confusing me is there was all black women that were hating on me. And I was like,
well, you know, I feel like it's like, okay, there are 2 candidates. One is a white man, the other one is a black woman. And it's like, okay, Fannita's a black woman. You're expected to 100% support.
But on the same
Harris.
point of that, I'm a black woman, so I know how hard it is to be a black woman. And the proof was in the pudding. Y'all can't give me a real reason why Kamala Harris lost. Y'all cannot give me a valid reason why Trump won over Kamala Harris. She ran a horrible campaign. He's a felon and a rapist. Like, anything you say that he's a felon and a rapist. Felons can't even vote. You know what I mean? But we know a majority of white men voted for Trump. I wonder why. And here's the thing. If white women didn't vote for Hillary, what made y'all think that she was going to vote for Kamala? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's start being realistic, and I guess that's why I'm the enemy. I'm just too real.
So it feels like you don't think the reaction was justified, right?
Of course not.
Yeah.
Everybody that voted third party ruined us. And guess who was at the polls at 7 a.m. to vote for Kamala Harris? This girl.
Yeah.
This girl.
I hope you put that on
everybody
TikTok.
else made excuses for why y'all didn't vote. Oh my God. There was a viral tweet that's like, oh my God, we had to register to vote.
Why did you then remove the video, right? Because that's a choice.
I don't know if I removed it. Maybe I did. But I do remember like following up with that. And this is another thing. Right after I posted that video, because I was like, oh my God, I love Kamala. Like, I don't want people to think that I'm like shitting on her. So I made a follow-up video the very next day, or maybe in the same day, being like, hey guys, like, I don't know what's getting misconstrued, but like, you know, she's black and a woman. This country's racist. That's another thing that pisses me off about the internet. Even after I made that follow-up video, people were still like, no, you bitch, we hate you. We want you to die. And it's like, so do y'all want people to apologize and like right their wrongs and take accountability for when they were wrong? Even though I didn't even feel like I was wrong, but I knew this is what y'all wanted me. Y'all wanted me to say that. Like, I didn't want to.
So you feel like the apology video is like is really, it was less from you. It was like you were like, it's just because they
let me fan the fire out.
Yeah.
I still stand by it. And she didn't win because she's black and a woman. I was right. So.
Well, you know, I would never post something like that.
That's real.
I would never argue about race or class online.
But see, that's another thing too. Race and class.
No, but okay,
gender,
but here's why. Because I have a very different background from you, right?
Yes, exactly.
Number one,
and you grew up in Hong Kong,
yeah,
too.
exactly. Race is not an issue for me. I grew up in a place where people, 99.99% of the people look like me,
yeah.
right? So like, I've actually never identified myself first and foremost by the color of my skin, and then secondly, like you said, I mean, when you put something on the internet, it's just totally taken out of context.
But I feel like that's so interesting to like grow up in a place where like your race doesn't matter because everybody looks like you. Yeah. Like, and it's got to be, I'm not gonna lie, it's got to be fun to just like walk around and be like, oh, it just sucks about being in the U.S. and being like a black person because like this country was built on racism and it's not going anywhere. And it's still extremely, extremely prevalent. And it's just getting more and more like, what's the word? Covert. And it's like, unless you're like a black person, you can't pick up on it. Like a lot of the things that like, Kamala, they would say about her is like, oh, she probably sucked her way into the White House. That's because she's a woman. Like, if she was a man, y'all wouldn't say this. Or it's like, oh, she's talking about collard greens and she's well, the White House is gonna look like the hood if we let Kamala in it. Well, that's because she's black. You know what I mean? It's like, it's never justified. Yeah. And I just feel like race, gender, weight, economics, class are very touchy topics that nobody wants to talk about. But if we ignore them, nothing changes. And so somebody has to be able to say the truth. And like, that's why I will always speak my mind, because these are true things that are real. And if you aren't, and it's easy to, for example, you lived in Hong Kong. So it's easy for you to never even hear about that type of stuff.
When I was 14 and I came over here for boarding school and I all of a sudden had to read all this black literature, I was like, whoa, what is this? I mean, I really didn't get it. I couldn't appreciate it because I didn't, again, like I'm from Hong Kong, so homogenous. And only when I got older and like, you know, and at school, obviously I have a lot of black friends, etc. Now I'm actually really into understanding that part of history and understanding the burden. And
also I feel like too, it's great that you like realize that and you go out of your way to do that. Cause like sometimes I feel like as a black person, I don't want to teach y'all. Like, I'm sorry.
No, but you know what? It kind of is your burden to say that, because who am I going to be? Some Chinese girl who's going to be like
black power.
Yeah,
I'm like, shut up, girl.
Like, you know, like or it's some white person then saying that. I mean, that just
But you know what's
look good.
also crazy though is another, oh my God, it's just the way the world works is so nuanced. But like another layer to that is if you were to say it, people would be way more welcoming to you saying it than me.
Well, because I'm less of a hot potato, maybe. But
no, because like even if your producer Kelsey, if she said it, they'd be like, "Oh my God,
she's a white girl.
She's white." They would listen to her. But if it's coming from the black girl herself who's lived the experience, shut up.
Then they go and try to bash you,
which is so crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's why we need our white allies for real, because they don't listen to us when we say it. We need y'all to say it.
And you need your Asian allies.
We need all of our actual allies for real.
You know, I feel like posting online is one big experiment. And you just don't know until you know.
And that's another thing too, is like, which sucks about like getting canceled and things of that nature, is just like, first of all, I'm 26. Relax. And second of all, it's like, there is no playbook for how this thing works.
Yeah, because you know what? Our parents never told us what to say or what not to say online, right? Or even at school, you were taught.
Unless you're an actor, but none of us, you know what I mean?
And at school, you were taught how to write a business email. You're taught how to write a cover letter, but nobody tells you how to write a tweet, right? And should that be something that is taught?
Oh my gosh. I don't know, because then I feel like we're teaching people what to say. We get more clones and we get more echo chambers. And also, I just feel like, aren't we in America? What happened to free speech? Like, I do think people should be held accountable. That's not what I'm, you know, they like to flip it.
I agree.
But I think we're losing the margin of accountability. If you go to a restaurant and you didn't like your server doesn't deserve to lose their job. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe, God forbid, they were having a bad day.
And people make mistakes.
And
right?
people make mistakes. I just don't like how like one minute thing will happen and y'all want to gather the town with your pitchforks and murder them. Like that's where it gets extreme. Like, okay, somebody says the N-word, sure, let them lose their job. Let them, you know what I'm saying? Let them suffer for that. But if somebody's like, oh, you're stupid and I don't like you, they don't deserve to die for that. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, I think a lot of y'all a lot of people, excuse me, a lot of people just need to build stronger spines. Because I feel like some of you are very weak. And the things that have been said to me, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, but like, I'm not gonna be like, even people that have been mean to me, I don't want y'all to die. You know what I'm saying? You're clearly going through something where you're miserable in your life. Your life already sucks. I don't want anything worse to happen to you. You know what I mean? Your life is already horrible. But I just think, I don't know. I think that's iffy.
Well, you know, going back to this, like where you just said we think we're losing free speech. It's funny because I split my time between LA and Shanghai. Mm-hmm. And in China, there's censorship, and the government says, yes, this is censorship, but you know very clearly what you can talk about and what you cannot talk about online. Like if you try to discuss any senior government officials in China in your post, it won't even upload. It won't even upload.
Really?
Right? So if you try to discuss other sensitive topics,
what is China? Is that a dictatorship?
We are a communist.
Okay.
But you know,
can you explain what? Because like I feel like when people say like we're gonna be a communist country, what's so bad about being a communist?
Thank you. I mean, you know what? Like, hey, listen, every country is going to have its own political systems that suit it. You know, the thing is, in China, it's very clear what you can say and what you cannot say. And censorship is from the top, right? And I feel that I come to the States, and I love being in the States, and everybody talks about like, oh, we're a democracy, free speech. But actually, it's not that free. And there's censorship from the bottom. And
can we censor the billionaires? Like, y'all canceling me. Do something to Bill Gates, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why. Well, actually, I'm not gonna talk about that. But
okay, so how far has the line moved in cancel culture? Like, is it in terms of the things that you can say? Does it feel like the line has moved now? Because I feel like people are saying more outrageous things now.
Well, it depends on what app you're on.
Oh,
Twitter is crazy. They are the R word is coming back. The F slur is coming back.
Wait,
They're
what is
saying,
the R word?
For mentally challenged people.
Oh.
Yes, mentally handicapped people.
As in that can be used or cannot be used?
Can't.
Cannot.
But it's making a comeback. But I feel like on TikTok is hypersensitive. Twitter is lawless. TikTok is hypersensitive. And honestly, low key, I feel like Instagram is the happy median of both.
That's what I use.
I feel like Instagram, and I love Instagram.
Yeah.
Nobody is mean to me on Instagram. Everybody likes me on Instagram. Instagram is super fun. I love posting for my girls on Instagram. TikTok is where I'm just like, ugh. And then Twitter, I don't post at all because like it don't matter. Like I remember one time one of my friends, Aaliyah's interlude, she said she had a great day, and she got jumped on Twitter. And by jump, I mean they were attacking her for saying she had a good day. It was really crazy.
Okay, do you think that so TikTok is hypersensitive because it's mostly younger kids using it, and I feel
and it's like younger kids that don't have a job, they've never worked a day in their life, never had a real world experience, but it's also like on TikTok they're hypersensitive and fake, but then on Twitter these same young people are evil and very mean. So it's like somebody literally made a tweet calling them the Hitler Youth because it's like they are. Like, they are very mean. They're very fatphobic. They're very racist. They're very homophobic. They're very like the new age of children or kids and teens are very mean-spirited young people. I don't get it.
It seems very extreme.
It's very extreme.
Yeah.
But I feel like we used to cancel people for real stuff. Like we used to cancel people for like talking to minors or being pedophiles. Now we'll cancel the barista at the coffee shop because she had an attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then call her a Karen or something.
Yeah. Now we're doing like citizens arrest on the barista. Like what is the world coming to?
Okay, so just the other day you posted a video and you said, I'm only 26 and making mistakes is a part of life. Mm-hmm. I'm going to continue to make them for the rest of my life, but that's the beauty in growth. And I just thought, wow, that is such a great outlook to have. And that's kind of your whole thing, right? I mean, that's kind of like your journey. And so what mistakes did you make and what have you learned from all of this?
Mistakes I made was one, not having a therapist sooner. And using the internet as like a public diary instead of just talking to my friends. Because the thing is, I stand by everything I did say publicly, but not everything needs to be said publicly. That's what I learned. Not every thought that comes to mind that Fannita says, because Fannita is unfiltered. And so not every thought, especially unfiltered ones that come to my mind, need to be expressed, need to be said publicly. Now I have a therapist, and I'm not saying the real stuff to her, you know? And like, I'm sure I've hurt my friends' feelings before, and that was a mistake that I made. But like, that's what I'm saying. The beauty of life is, and also because I'm 26 doesn't make me old, guys. I'm actually really young. Like,
you're much younger than me.
You know what I'm saying? I know when people hear the word, like, I don't know, it's so weird, but like, anytime I say that I'm 26, like, you're old enough to know better. No, I'm not. I just became an adult, like, literally 2 days ago.
I'm 39 and I'm making mistakes all the time, and I'm learning from them all the time.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and here's the thing, like, y'all just got to see the mistakes I made publicly, but like, just because a bunch of people are like, oh, hey, we hate you, doesn't mean I'm gonna be perfect from going forward. And also, nobody's perfect except for me. I'm playing. But nobody's perfect. And that's another thing too. If we start opening up everybody's closets, I'm sure we will find a lot of skeletons. But
just look at some of those cabinet pics.
Exactly. But I don't have the time or the want to go through every single one of y'all's tweets and one of y'all's posts. But I'm sure when y'all were 12, y'all said some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what pisses me off about the internet. Stop with the self-righteous, holier than thou shit. Like, y'all have said offensive stuff. Y'all have said slurs. Y'all have said mean stuff. Y'all have called people fat. Y'all have made fun of people's weight. Y'all have called people ugly. Y'all have said people weren't pretty. You hate that girl that's beautiful in your class. You don't know why you hate her, but you hate her for some reason. It's because she's pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're jealous. You're envious. You're mean. Like, we all are, because we're all human in human nature. It's human nature to have all those emotions, to have those feelings, to have those thoughts. But how you react to those thoughts, how you move from those thoughts is what's important. Like, you can be like, I want that girl's life. But you can think that, but you don't have to tear her down because you think that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to project that onto her, because that girl's never done anything to you. That girl's never said a word to you. She's never even said your name. You know, and you have all this hatred for her, and she's just living her life. She's going on a run. She's in Pilates right now with her earphones in. And
she's touching the grass right now.
She's touching the grass, and she doesn't know user 181 like hates her, like wants her dead. Like,
but at least now we know that she should not be responding to user 181.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so for this next segment, we are going to answer some etiquette questions from followers. There are 2 of them, and we're both going to react to them.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Fannita does not have etiquette, so I don't know what advice I can give you guys, but
etiquette question 1.
Okay, I'm Nicole from San Francisco, and I found out that my best friend's boyfriend is cheating on her, but I don't have any hard evidence. I never liked him, but she's crazy in love with him, and I'm worried that she won't believe me. So, should I tell her?
You go first.
Absolutely. Here's the thing, though.
Tell?
Yes.
Tell your best friend.
Absolutely tell your best friend. But however, comma though, what if because here's the thing. What if she's one of those girls that's like, my man would never, you're just jealous of my relationship, I don't want to be your friend. And then what if she loses her best friend?
Yeah.
Because some girls are like that.
Yep.
But as her best friend, it is unspoken in the rule book of handships, of best friendships, that you must tell her. And if she's your real friend, she would know and believe in her heart that you would never ever tell her a lie to hurt her. And if she stops being your friend and takes side with her boyfriend, that's a best friend that you didn't need. Because obviously...
That's true, because she doesn't believe you in the same way that you care for her.
Exactly. That's what I say. But yeah, under the law book, you got to tell her.
I agree. Before telling her, though, I would add a step is I would confront the guy.
Yes.
And I would say, listen, like, I know you're cheating. And I would actually say, like, maybe, like, make it come across as though I have evidence.
Yeah.
And I would say, listen, like, I'm going to tell my best friend tomorrow midday. If you better tell her before, otherwise I'm going to be telling her first.
And to add on to that, if you do like a phone call or something, record
that shit.
Record it, and then
just like Kim recorded Kanye.
Yeah, you gotta record it. I'm sorry, people be lying. You gotta record it. But hopefully, if he's smart, he's gonna call your bluff. But if he's not smart, maybe people are like, well, tell her, then she'll never believe you. Got him.
Yep. Okay, we're so on the same page. High five,
yes,
girl.
we're all on the same page.
Alrighty. Okay, so etiquette question 2.
Hey, this is Chris from Cincinnati. Question, is my black fiance racist for saying she only dates white guys?
Wait, huh?
So this is a white guy
Okay.
And he has a black fiance.
Is she racist for saying she
And,
only
and
dates
she
white?
says she only dates white guys.
Systemically, no. She just has a type. I don't think black people can be racist. But if you want me to dive into why she only probably dates white guys, I can. She probably dates white guys because black men don't approach her. A lot of black women want the nuclear family with black men, but a lot of black men date outside their race.
Wait, really?
Yes.
What are they dating white? Like what?
Yes, a lot of black men. Look at the NBA. A lot of black men love women that are not black or non-black because having like a non-black partner as a black man makes you like
Is that like a trophy?
Yes, exactly that.
It's almost like, for Asian men. So I have a cousin, and hopefully he doesn't watch this, otherwise he's gonna kill me. I mean, he's obviously a Chinese guy. And I remember was it like college or something? He was dating, he was like asking this blonde girl out, and he was just obsessed with the fact that she was blonde.
Yeah, because she's white. Because like, oh my god, I finally got a white girl. Yes. Like white women are the prize. Like a lot of guys, like that's like it doesn't even matter what she looks like. Because a lot of guys will be like, if a black woman is fat or something or overweight, like oh gross. But a lot of black men love fat white girls. Like I'm saying, a lot of black men love attributes about women specifically if they're with non-black women. So this is what I tell my black girls: date the white man, sister. They are. Why can't we? I don't think you wasted, sister. I think you just where you need to be with your black husband. Well, your white husband. Your white husband. You're married. The white man put a ring on it. So you're not racist in my book, sister.
You know what's really funny is that when I was studying in the States, I never really dated Asian guys. I mean, I just dated like white guys.
And you dated white guys. Exactly.
But the funniest thing is that
why are Asians like that?
But the funniest thing is that back in Asia, like Hong Kong and China, I've never dated white guys. I only date Chinese guys.
You had no choice though.
Well,
how many white guys are in Hong Kong?
No, trust me, there was choice. There's choice. Like there are some good-looking white expats in Shanghai and Beijing. Less these days, but 5-10 years ago there were. But there's this phrase in Chinese called 入乡随俗, which is to flow with the water, and it basically means to go native.
Okay.
And so for me, like in America, I was like, well, I'm in the West, like I'm gonna date Westerners. And then in China, I'm like, I'm in China, I'm only gonna date Chinese.
Yeah. That makes sense though. Also, I'm a firm believer, especially as a black woman, in dating, because we're at the bottom of the totem pole. Us and Asian men are like the least attractive people to date. That's literally the statistic. That's a real thing, guys. I did not make that up.
Well, thank God you said it, because I can't say that about my own race. Otherwise I'll get canceled.
But that's why I'm always telling black women, go where you are wanted. You know what I mean? Like I date who dates me. Like I find everybody attractive, but if a white guy likes me and he's fine, I like him. If a black guy likes me and he's fine, I like him. But if you're gonna treat me with respect though, it's how I'm treated and how you know what I'm saying? Like go where you're wanted, date whoever you want. Like I just feel like when everybody else dates interracially, it's not a problem. But like when black women do it, all of a sudden there are pitchforks up. Like date whoever you want. I don't care.
Last thing, I want your opinion on this quote. And the quote is, I think we've all seen this quote on social media, "We live in a time where intelligent people are silenced so that stupid people won't be offended." Agree or disagree?
Agree. You know what I've said? Back when we were in school, they separated us by how smart we were. Right? We were in different classes. So like...
Oh yeah, so they have advanced math.
Exactly. I was in, there was honors, standard, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, and then people who really needed help were getting pulled and like they had one-on-one help, right? But now all the stupid people are in the same place as the smart people, and they have phones and they can talk to. And then all the stupid people are following what the other stupid people are saying, like, oh my God, this person's a genius, when they're really an idiot. And then the smart person is like, hey, that person's an idiot. And you're like, no, you're just a hater. You're da-da-da-da-da-da. I absolutely think that's true. Like,
it's a mob mentality.
It's mob mentality, and stupid people, they don't have anything to lose.
And also I feel like stupid people kind of oversimplify complex issues.
Yes. That's why when we were talking this whole show, like there's like so many nuances to everything. You know, there's so many layers.
It's contextual, right?
Yes, there's so much contextual stuff, and there's so many layers to literally every single thing ever. And I feel like stupid people are just like, no. And also I feel like stupid people just like to pretend that like isms and obigs don't exist too.
Isms and what?
Isms and obigs, like racism, fat phobia, like homophobia, transphobia. I feel like stupid people like to pretend like that doesn't exist, and then things that happen to people, it just happens because it just happened to them, But somebody smart is like, they were fat, queer, black person. There has to be something there.
You sexual abuse. Probably as a child.
Yeah, let's really do a deep dive, because I feel like with stupid people, things are what you see. Fannita's a crazy black girl. But if you're smart, you're like, oh, Fannita's clearly going through something. Like there's something happening.
Even you know, as we were getting ready for this, when you told me when you were younger, your stepmother would starve you, and that's why you ended up like eating, you know, binging, and then getting to 300 and something pounds.
Yeah. I bet people don't know that, but yeah, like I used to be like really, really thin when I was in high school. But I don't have any pictures of when I was in high school because I hated taking photos of myself. You know, it's actually so crazy. Like now I have probably a gajillion pictures of myself. But like from like 2016 to like 2019, 2020, I rarely ever took photos of myself. And then when I did start taking pictures of myself, I would take like 3 or 4 pictures before I got uncomfortable in front of the camera, you know, because I had to pose a certain way because I was big or whatever. And I didn't, for some reason, I didn't think people could tell that I was fat, but everybody did, and I just didn't know.
Well, Fannita, I'm going to give you something that's going to make you feel very good about yourself, starting from your vulva.
Okay. Yes, clean pussy.
It is what I promised you.
Oh my God, this is a fat bag.
Yeah, why don't you open it up?
This is hefty. This is Christmas.
Open it up.
OMG. Oh my God, I love gifts. I love things. I love people. I love when people are nice to me. This is beautiful. I love this podcast. OMG. Dear Fannita, I hope you love my vagina product. Be free to care.
Yeah, our tagline.
Okay, so we have the Intimate Wipe, formulated with traditional Chinese medicinal herbs, blend of Japanese honeysuckle, dandelion extract, and Chinese violet herb.
Yeah.
Also, pause. You know I love Asian products.
I did. Wow. What,
I love
like
Asian
Korean skincare?
Yep. And I use like Japanese body wash. Like I love Asian products. So this is really gonna go in my cooch.
Open up the wipe.
Okay.
It's flushable, so you can. There's a little sticker. You can pull the sticker from the top, from the bottom. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, see, you made it grippable.
Yes.
With my nails, I feel like it's never grippable. So this is like for a quick little. Okay, you got it. Like a couple of these in your purse.
Like a wipe.
Yep.
Action. Whether you're on
Ladies,
your period.
slide this in your purse. Hold on, I gotta do the. Can we get a zoom? Love that. We'll get that in post.
Yeah,
we'll get the zoom in post.
Tell Dan in post. And then there is a body wash as well.
Yes. Oh my God.
It's the big one. It's the big bottle.
Okay, the big bottle is a body wash. Oh, and this is like a cleansing gel.
And everything is like vegan, clean, safe. You can use it over your whole body.
I mean, literally
it's
like
pH balance for your vulva as well.
Period. So this is like just for the cooch.
Yeah, you can open that up. So yeah, but you can use it over your whole body. And in fact, some of our customers leave reviews on our website saying they use it on their face. Ooh. Because our core formulas passed down from 2,000 years ago in China is called 五味消毒饮, and it's really good for, it's a skin medicine. So it's really good for detoxifying the skin, for like, even for acne, it's great for acne.
And this is a,
open it up and smell it. Open it up and
look
smell
how,
it. It's just a nice, light herbal scent. You know,
I can smell like the honeysuckle.
Right, yeah, and we have no added fragrances. Your vagina is not supposed to smell like spring
flowers. Is there lemon in this?
There's no lemon. It's just herbs. We have no added fragrances.
Oh my God, I can't wait to use this.
And then the final thing is a spray.
I'm going to use this tonight.
Woohoo.
I love being clean. Like, I have a bidet. Like, I love a clean butt.
Oh, yeah, then you're into this.
And then we have the Intimate Pocket Spray, formulated again with traditional medicinal herbs. And this is easy, girls. You can just spritz a little bit of something.
Oh, yeah.
Right before he goes down.
Oh, exactly.
Oh my God, look over there. What's that?
Exactly like
nah, girls, you don't have to use his hand soap anymore when you go into the bathroom. Put this pocket spray in your purse and bring it with you, sister. Please.
Oh my God, I love it.
Freshen up. Don't, because he can smell his rag on you. He knows that you just use his hand soap. You're not slick. I get it. You had to use what you had, but he knows.
Other way around. There you go.
Oh, and there's 3 pocket sprays.
Yeah.
I'm definitely putting one of these in my bag. Oh my God, y'all, this is discreet. Like, this is, you don't even know what this is.
That's why we wanted it to be really discreet.
This is super discreet. Like, this doesn't scream like this is for my vagina. Yeah. Like, and you can go into the bathroom and he'll be none the wiser.
And you try giving a little spray.
Okay,
I mean,
period.
you can spray the back of your hand.
Period. I like it. It smells fresh.
Yeah.
It smells really clean.
Yeah.
I love this. Period. Oh my God, that's going in the purse. That's going in the sneaky link bag.
All right, Fannita, thank you for coming on the pod. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. Like, this was really pleasant. I get nervous, now since the cancellations, but I get like very like paranoid a lot. But this was very like calming. Your energy is amazing, and like you're an amazing host. And this was really like, I don't know, I feel like we learned a lot from each other.
Oh, yes, totally.
And I feel like I actually have like, not do I have like a physical takeaway, but I actually have like a real takeaway, from our conversations. And I'm just really happy that you even wanted me on here.
And I feel that our listeners learned a lot from you
Yeah.
today. And so back to answering this question, should I post? Like, we have a lot of parameters that we know to think about before we post anything.
But I do want to leave y'all with this. People are not going to like what you say regardless. So I don't want y'all to live in fear of like getting canceled. Because getting canceled is scary, but I mean, look at me now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not dead. My life didn't end. Life moves on. And then also in the world that we live in right now, like getting canceled is a rite of passage. Everybody gets canceled. And so like, don't let it hold you back. Because I feel like if I was always scared of what people were going to say about me or what people thought about the things that I say, I would have never like made it to where I am. And whether you think I made it to success or you don't think I made it to success, but I'm not at my level of success I want to be yet. Thought about the things that I say, I would have never like made it to where I am. And whether you think I made it to success or you don't think I made it to success, but I'm not at my level of success I want to be yet. But if you're like, oh my God, Fannita's so inspiring, it's because like fear stops you from doing a lot. You know what I mean? And I don't want y'all to live in fear because like if you say something that's controversial, yes, some people might disagree, but then a lot of people might agree. You know, so it just depends.